Hey guys, it's Heather and I am making bath bombs today. It should definitely be interesting. I'm doing miniature bath bombs. At least I hope it's interesting. I mean, I can't say it'll definitely be that, but I hope it is. I am going to use a pretty purple color today. It's a blue 1, red 28 mixture. I've already bloomed my mix and I've already pre-measured it out. So I'm just scooping it in. I think you guys all know I keep my colors in little containers. Okay, scoop this in. This is the baking soda, bloomed with my colorant. Okay, I'm gonna make sure it all gets in there. Okay, I'm gonna get my goat's milk. This will be easier to use. And my cornstarch. That is one thing I did not measure out. But that's okay. I don't use very much cornstarch. Cornstarch softens water, but a lot of bath bombs, it's used as a filler because it makes the bath bomb bigger. It also makes it fizz a lot faster because it dissolves more quickly. My Epsom salt, and this is not like ground down. A lot of times I will grind the Epsom salt down, but I want these to have kind of sparkles in them. And this will give it that pretty sparkle because they're small bath bombs. And with them being so tiny, I don't know why I did it like that. With them being so tiny, anything you can do to give them a little more oomph is a good thing. And I'm mixing everything in and then my citric acid. I just want to make sure that it's all good to go because I bloomed my colors last night, but they may still have a little bit of moisture in them. So I want to make sure that I've handled all of it first. Baking soda, milk powder, cornstarch, Epsom salt. Next is the citric acid. And my citric acid, I keep in a really big container and I measure it out per bomb. This is a half recipe that I'm doing right now. And for some reason, it got kind of clumpy. So I definitely have to sip it. Gotta get that tiny bit. Okay. And see, it got clumpy. So just make sure I get the clumps out. Hang my sieve back up. Make sure my space is clear. Clean as you go, you guys. Always clean as you go. Yeah, next up I'm going to show you these little molds that I got. I'm kind of sad because they broke literally the very first time that I used them. It was not a happy experience for me because I'm really excited. I waited a really long time to get it and then it broke. Okay, I'm going to turn this on low and just start the mixing process. And then I will pour my Poly 80 in. Now the Poly 80 is not for the colorant. If I were using regular dyes, the Poly 80, or micas, the Poly 80 would be for the colorant. But this is more for the avocado oil because I want it to disperse in the water and not float on top. I'm just making sure all of it gets out. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I'm sorry. I don't know how to adjust volume in a live video, so I'm just kind of working through it. Okay. I'm just scooping up the mixture that's on the bottom to make sure it's getting fully incorporated. And since this one is First Love, and you guys, this fragrance, it smells like magic. It's just, I can't even fully describe it. It's sweet. It's a little floral. It's got some musk in it. It just smells romantic, precious, kind of. I really like that fragrance. And that's what's going to happen next is I'm going to put it in. Get my squeezy. No, don't fizz on me. And let me weigh it out. I'm not getting full pipettes. It's such a nice fragrance. One of my favorites. I'm using another one of my favorites as well. It's the Peace and Love, which is kind of a caramel lime fragrance. Sorry about the noise. I didn't think it through when I put you this close to the mixer. Okay. Shake that down. Normally I do this in color order. I don't know why I didn't this time. I think I just wanted to make this fragrance oil or use this fragrance oil so bad that it's my first. I'm making 6 batches today. I found these really cute gumball molds. Ooh, that's not going to take much at all to make it ready to mold. Yay! Hopefully that is all I will need. And while that is mixing, I'll show you guys this mold. It is so very, very cute. But the first time I tried to use it, it cracked down the center. And then trying to get it out, it cracked here, and it cracked here and here. So I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work today, I will go ahead and just use my regular tiny silver ones. I just like these because it's almost a perfect large gumball shape. So I will make it work if at all possible. My hands are nice. Sorry, guys. I'm just cleaning off the excess from my little whisk. Okay, let me test it, make sure it's well mixed. I do not often with the gumballs. See there, good and sticking together. Because you don't want it too wet, because I have learned with this mold, if it's too wet, it will not work. And it's not pretty when it doesn't work. Okay, I'm going to move you over a bit so that you can see over here a little bit better. Okay. Now the key with this is to fill up the holes. So you don't press too hard, like you don't want them super packed in. You just want to make sure there's no air bubbles. So that should be good. And you put it in, and you don't actually need to use a bath bomb press for it. You can, but it's not necessary. I'm trying to knock that excess off, but I'm also trying to kind of free them up so that I don't have to pull out the broken side. I can pull out the other side, and hopefully it will hold the bath bombs. I think the problem is this 3D print, the grooves, it didn't work. Darn it. The grooves are too tight, like they lock into each other instead of sliding. Okay, let's try it again. I'll just stick them back in, and then we'll refill them a little bit and see if we can make it happen. Because I got this one with the 4 because I thought, okay, this is awesome. I will be able to make 4 times the bath bombs. Because with, these little silver ones, what you do is you just scoop and tap and pull them out and you're good. Not quite the case with these guys. Yeah, so you can hear it. Nope, they're not going to work. Man, that sucks. Because I think this cost me like $28. $24. I can't exactly remember, but it was a lot of money in comparison. It was a decent amount of money. But that's okay. I'll just go back to the original. And let's hope I wet it enough. Tap my sides. Ta-da! Oh, not sure what's happening, you guys. Sorry. There we go. Hopefully you'll come back. It dropped me again. But here's what it looks like. Oh, the internet. The joys of the internet is really just not good. And Martha, I'm sorry I didn't see your statement until just then. So hi, I hope you come back. But here we go. there you have it. So these are much easier than the other ones. It's just I was genuinely hoping I could make the process go more quickly. And these edges are flat instead of perfectly circular, and that's what I wanted, was the perfectly circular. But I think it would end up taking 4 times with, where'd I put it? I don't even know what I did with it. Did I just throw it away? Maybe I threw it away. No, here it is. It would take me 4 tries to get this to make 4 bath bombs. So in reality, I'm not saving any time or my hands or my carpal tunnel. And there we have it. So it's ready to roll. I really wish there were a way to connect like YouTube, Facebook Live, Instagram, Twitter, so that the live video just went up on everything, or at least linked as soon as you started it. It would make my life so much easier, because what I end up doing is waiting until after it's over and then it uploads, which takes forever for it to re-upload, and then share it, or I end up having to do a Facebook Live or an Instagram video, something of that nature after. So I end up making multiple videos in one day. And yes, it probably wouldn't be as flat as it is if I didn't bang it on the table, but it releases it so pretty. I don't know if I said it earlier or not, but what I do with these, I make them a solid color and then I paint them. And I will spritz these with some super sparkle, and I'm not sorry. I'm not banging it hard on the table. I'm just barely kind of tapping it out. But I will paint them with either like pretty flowers or a swirl, or like I did peaches last time, and the peaches had little leaves painted on them. I'm so excited. This is just the perfect amount of moisture in these bath bombs. It turned out really, really well. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself by saying that. Now I'm not adding sparkle to this one. I will add a little sparkle to the Peace and Love one. That's kind of the caramel lime. I'll add it in the bath bomb. There we go, and ta-da! So what's been going on with you guys? Are you ready? If you're a soap maker or a crafter, are you ready for craft season? Are you ready for shows? I just got accepted into a show I've been trying to get into for 3 years now. And I am so unbelievably excited. You have no idea. It's one of those that I'm hoping it's going to be worth all the effort I've put in the last 3 years to get into it. But it's one of those that it's close to home. I don't have to travel more than like 8 minutes to get to it. The environment is really great. The people are really great. I think it's going to be really fun to do. I'm super excited. There's a farmer's market that I have applied to that I think I got into. I'm not totally sure yet. I haven't gotten a confirmation asking me for my money yet. So that's what I'm waiting for. And if I get into that, I will be dancing in the street because it is a weekly show on an odd night, which is great. Okay, go. This has been a very weird year so far for sales, so I really need these shows to go well. It makes me excited for the shows. There we go. I know this part's probably boring because I'm just putting together bath bombs. Good rule of thumb if you're just learning bath bombs, and that's why you're watching this, to hopefully get a recipe for a bath bomb. Good rule of thumb is 2 to 1. So let's say you do 2 cups of baking soda, you'll do 1 cup of citric acid. And that's all you need to make a bath bomb. Milk makes it really creamy. It's really nice on your skin. The cornstarch, like I said, it's a water softener. It also, hold on, I gotta scoop. It's also a filler in some bath bombs to make them float because it makes them lighter. If you want it to be heavier and more sturdy, you might add a little kaolin clay or some form of clay. It doesn't have to be kaolin. Ooh. Epsom salt is just a given because Epsom salt's good for your skin. For me, it also adds a really nice sparkle to the bath bomb without putting glitter inside the bath bomb, even though 9 out of 10 times I put glitter in my bath bombs. The Poly 80 is what disperses the oils and the colorant in the bath. I'm using water-soluble dyes, so I don't need it for the colorant properties. Water-soluble will dissolve in your mix anyway. There we go. In your water anyway. And it will actually probably be a more brilliant color than a regular lake dye. Okay, let me scoop this better. I'm getting down to the dregs, and that's always the hardest one to scoop. But the Poly 80 is what disperses that oil. It keeps it from clinging to the sides too. A lot of people that use mica in their bath bombs, they use it to keep the mica from clinging to the sides of the bathtub. If you ever get a ring or what you think is a stain around your bathtub from a bath bomb, a lot of times it's from the oils that have built up. But the best way to clean it is by using using Dawn dish soap. That is one of the best options for. Okay, this is becoming a pain. I'm going to have to sweep. I'm just packing it into the one side. This will be a little tester bath bomb or maybe a sample. So I'm just pressing it in. Scrape my sides. Because I'm going to use the same bowl to make my next mix, so I want to make sure I get as much off as possible before I clean it out. I'm pressing my sides in so that it doesn't have like a crumbly edge. It kind of is like tucking it in on the sides. Okay. There we go. And then stick it there. And then I will clean out my bowl. I have alcohol in a paper towel. Off. Okay. Clean this guy. Just like that. And next up is my rose. And I'm using red 40 and red 28 mixture. Oh, and the avocado oil. Stopped midway. Sorry, guys. The avocado oil is, I'm going to move you over so that you can see again. There we go. Now let me pull this out. Put this in like that. I don't know why I don't just pour the whole thing in here. I'm a weirdo. I have to use scoops. Okay, now we're going to make a rose fragrance, the Ocean Rose from Candle Science. I love Candle Science, by the way, just as a little tip. And like I said, I tend to use the Epsom salt as a kind of to add sparkle, as well as its good, skin benefits. My first batch I had pre-measured out. This batch I am just going with the flow. I've been doing this for so long, you guys. I kind of know. Baking soda, milk, powdered cornstarch, Epsom salt. Next up is Poly 80. And I think I said it before. I will paint these after the fact. In this one, I may even glue some. I'm just mixing it a bit. I may use, oh, that's going to be so pretty. I may use a little melt and pour to glue some roses on top of these, but they're so tiny, sometimes it's just not feasible to do that. Okay, next up is citric acid. we go. I'm going to mix this so that it's nice and combined. I don't want a bunch of one thing or another on the bottom. Stick this one on. Now, this fragrance oil that I'm about to use really is exactly what it says it is. It is an ocean rose. It has this lovely ozone fragrance to it, as well as that soft floral rose, but it's not so much rose that it's overpowering. It's just enough. It doesn't smell like an old lady. It just smells fresh and new and nice. Next up is my avocado oil. I'm just letting that blend a bit. I had just enough. That's awesome. That never happens. I was definitely a little worried that that would happen. Okay, I'm going to turn it up. Sorry about your ears, guys. And I'm going to scoop my sides. Let me just lift it. Scoop down my sides. I want to make sure there's no mixture stuff, that there's no oil that's not been incorporated, no poly 80 that has not been incorporated. I want it all to be nice and in there. Oh my God, it smells so good. I'm going to test it for texture, and this will be the last one I do a video on, and then I will come back later and show you guys the painting process. Yeah, it's going to definitely need a couple of squirts. Okay guys, that's the second one. I'm not going to put you through the process of me molding them or unmolding them and everything. That way you don't have to take that time. But I will come back and let you guys see me paint them. So I will see you later on today or tomorrow morning. All right guys, this is HP Artistry wishing you luck.